Hi, strings. Okay, I wasn't sure if that was working. This is just kind of a general video to talk about just reviewing some of the things we've been working on in sectionals. So at the very beginning, basses, really save your bow so you can really do the sforzando, right? So you have a lot of bow for that last part. So slow bow here, then fast bow at the end, okay? Then everybody's coming in down bow at the sempre fortissimo at the 14. Okay, and lots of bow, lots of vibrato, really strong. And so you're with the brass here, right? So all those half notes. So really articulate this. Okay, and then really pay attention to your cutoff before A, that it's exact, because you guys cut off sooner than the brass. So make sure you know that, right? So you actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they have a half note as opposed to your quarter notes. Then, this is for violins, viola, cello. Come in warm, but save enough sound that you can swell when you come in. So this is at 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So save and have enough sound that you can crescendo. Again, really do your accents. Come down. Breathe, breathe. Right? So these, when we all have, the whole string section has those dotted quarters together. So it's 1, 2. So really think of breathing, and that will help you, right? And you can be expressive in your bow. You can lift it a little or just stop it if that's too hard, but you want to be exact as to where the note happens. So then the cellos have, they have that by themselves. Cellos, you are the only ones in the orchestra playing there. So this, if you're going to do anything really well, do that really well, okay? So you have your F, and then this is all you. Okay, so again, save your bow. So those slower bow on the G, a little faster A flat, faster C. Okay, we all have that sort of sigh at 40. Then and then the cellos have a crescendo. Okay, and then we all really do these accents at B. So this is at 40, 1, 2, 3, 4. So really accent. And then we'll do 2 ups there so we can do that diminuendo. So save and diminuendo there. And then a nice big crescendo on your quarters. Basses, you don't have the quarters after that, but everyone else does. Right, so broad bow, okay, nice broad bow. And then the first violins, you have your quarter notes. You're the only ones that have that on the bottom. So that will come before the beat, right? So, and then everyone else has the tenutos together. So, and this time, let's not do the up. Let's do... You hear I'm articulating each one, so it's very strong. You do have to do the diminuendo on an up bow, that means, right? So, right, so we'll save our bow at the end, okay? At C, we all have this. I want to make sure everybody has this bowing right. So at C, make sure everybody is down bow. Rest, down, down. Rest, down, down. Except cello and bass, there you have. Okay, so you guys do the half notes, but again, articulating those half notes, right? So let's see, we have D. Quick lift, so you're ready to go. Right, so remember that means that the way it's notated at D is 16th notes. C, D flat, C, D flat. So each quarter will have that. So 1, 2, 3, fast up to D flat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to grab my metronome for you just a second. Okay, so that's 116 there, so I'm just going to play that for you just to get a feel. So 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, so what you want to think about is picking your finger up. Okay, so think of picking your finger up, trying to make that real, oh my goodness, trying to make that really clean, okay? So then we all have, I'll leave my metronome on for a second, we can just practice this tempo. Make sure we're doing the right bowing before E, right? So we all have down, down, crescendo, and then really flashy bow, right? And the cellos keep going, they have, and the basses have, okay? So let's do that. So thinking about that, make sure you save your bow and use your bow. That means slow then fast, right? Then the same thing, slow, fast, and then slow and then fast. And then really sforzando, okay? All right, and then, so everyone does that except the bass and cello, or bass, okay? Then, let's see, I'll come at the end, I'll come back to this, the craziness here. Spend a little time on that. Before F, this is very important for lower strings. So 4 before F, so this is measure 95, the allegro. This is all you. It's only bassoon, tuba, timpani, and lower strings. Okay, so this is your moment to shine. This is where we go up to 124. And what I want you to think about is the first note is very loud, fortissimo, so then drop to piano. Okay? And so basses, you don't have the 16ths. Cellos do, but basses, you should play down bow, right? So you can play really loud and then play up for these next two. And then just as it comes. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And so really do a huge crescendo, right? This will be so exciting if you guys really do it. So again, really loud. So 3, 4, 1. Up, up, down, down. Now really crescendo. So we'd spend a lot of time getting that really, really good, okay? Then cellos, you have your 16ths, do like the first two, forte, so stay piano. Now start. Now another thing that's very important is that you're playing all of the right notes, okay? So A flat, B flat, C natural, D flat, okay? Actually, there were no D flats there. So really go over those pitches, please, please, please. This is for everyone except basses at F. When you have the 2 slashes, that is 16th notes. So if you have a quarter note with the 2 slashes, it means 4 16th notes, okay? So it would be 1 E and a, 2 E and a. Then when you have slashes on 8th notes, it's 2 16th notes per 8th note. So 1 E and a. Okay, so second violins have. And violas. Okay, and cellos. Okay, and basses, you have quarters. Okay, so this tempo, 124, this is our fastest tempo. So let's try before F, 4 before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Oh, sorry. I tried to skip a part. At F now. Okay, ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now Now, this part's really important. When you have the tenuto, that's long, right? So basically think of a slur, because I don't want you to go, don't do a retake. So, okay, this is for violins and viola. So it's down and then legato, down. Okay, so that's very important. Again, 16th notes, don't use a lot of bow. Use more weights, but not a lot of bow. Okay, now coming after that, for violins and violas at 102, make sure that you are not at the tip trying to do this. So, right, so I'm lower half-ish. So, then crescendo, right, really going there. Then for cellos, you have 16ths. 3, 4, 1, 2. Then you have 8th notes. So that's going to be really at the frog and short. Don't play, but short. Okay, and the same thing for basses. You are coming out of your, you sneak in a bow change, which means you change it somewhere not on a beat. And then you're at the frog. Okay, basses, make sure you have the right bowing before 107. So you have your E flat that you start on a down bow. You can sneak in an up bow, then sneak in another down bow, and then it's a hook. So down, down, up, right? So down, down, up. So that way we are all at the frog, right? We're all at the frog at 107 that way. Okay, so we're all going to do a crescendo. So let's all go over this bowing again. So it's down, put your bow on the string. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, short. Down, up, place. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, place. Up, down, place. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Up, place, up, down, place, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, place. Okay, so that's super important that you really get that bowing. Again, if you're really struggling to get it up to tempo, let's play our tempo, what this will be. So, again, play divisi. I'm just doing it so you can hear more parts, but just play one note. So, okay, if you're struggling with that, just play on beat 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, rest. So here we talked about if you were struggling with that rhythm to just play 3, 4, right? So instead of dun da dun da dun da da, just play dun da da. If you're struggling with that rhythm there, okay? And then remember that that is as it comes for viola, cello, violins. So the next measure at 113 starts down bow, then up bow, okay? Then basses, you had your E flat starting down, you're gonna sneak in an up bow, so that on your F, that you will be down bow on that F at the mezzo forte. Remember, F flat is E natural, okay? Well, I'll make a separate video, I think, for the violins and violas there at that part, because that's more detailed. And for that next, okay, so let's look at coming before I. Make sure when we come out of this, the craziness, right, so we have 4 of each this time. Oops, sorry. So we get really nice and loud, and then we drop to piano. Okay, so really, really drop there. And this is just, so you'll do, if we do it slowly, crescendo. that, so really get your dynamic change, and then a huge crescendo. 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E. So remember the 2 slashes means 16th notes, so half note would be 8 16th notes. Okay, so let's look at I. So we are playing the melody, well we're playing, actually no, we're accompanying the melody, but we want to be very shimmery, so sul tasto, so get to your fingerboard, right? And just really, I mean, it says triple P and it really is triple P. Winds play much louder than you hear. We're just giving that extra special color to it. So we're not the most important thing. So seconds, you would be 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a D flat. Okay, and violas. Okay, so it's just, again, very shimmery, okay? I did want to go over just to make sure you guys understand when you have eighth notes, this applies to first violin and viola. So for example, let's go to 1-5-0. You have a dotted quarter and then an eighth there. So it will be 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a so. Okay, in violas you have 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E. So. Okay. All right. Then at L, this should be our most beautiful sound in the whole piece. So beautiful here. We have the support with seconds, violas, and basses. So beautiful 16s. Make sure you know what is happening in the tune there so that you can support it with the phrasing, okay? Then we have different articulation, violin and cello, than the winds did. So really pay attention to our articulation. So let's do that at L. So 1, lots of vibrato, D flat, rest, rest. Let's turn the page of my score. Okay. Now save your bow here. 2, 3. Now crescendo. Now portato. So I have very slight stops because there's a line, right? So it's not that kind of thing. So, and crescendo. So less bow here, more bow, sustain, less, and portato again. Now here's where we change the bow. So up, down, up, rest, up, down, crescendo. Now separate, really singing. Legato, less, but not too less. And now portato. And then that's like a big fake out. We think it's going to be right now. All of a sudden it goes down, 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 down. So violins, you'll do a down bow like you're about to go. Right, but we don't do it. We never get there. Oh, and then cellos, you're like doing two things. So, and then do an up bow here. There's a big surprise. Okay. So an M is faster. So we had this very lyrical section, then we back to boom, 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 boom. And again at M, save your dynamic. It's only forte. 2 bars later is more, and then 1 bar later is more again, right? Forte, più forte, fortissimo. So really always think about your dynamics, that you're really trying to plan ahead, right? And I would spend a lot of time on L. that needs to be. This is only strings there. There's a few winds supporting you, but really that's your moment. Okay, so L to M is your moment. All right, then I will make another video for the syncopation stuff. But remember that we want to build our climaxes and come back down, all these spots before M, right? So we have more, then I would do a tiny bit less here, then more, that's your most. And make sure this is this place that we are doing these right bowings, right? Let's go over that really quickly. So at 184, down, up, legato, down, up, rest, down, legato, up, down, rest. Now as it comes, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And basses, you're at N, you are eighth note, so right, you're twice as slow. Then we all have at N the syncopation. Just make sure that you're really careful at the end that we hold the dotted quarter long enough. Okay, so let's do that. So third bar of N. Actually, let's do first bar of N. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's bass. Hold it. So remember here we have violin and viola. You have 16th notes. E, B, E, B. So for each quarter it's 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody else is playing just repeated 16s. Okay, but violin and viola, violin 1 and viola. And then the second violins are playing both of those pitches. Okay, then again we have dun da 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 da. This one we're doing a different bowing. Remember here we're doing a different bowing, so we have. Then the last eighth note of that measure is down bow again for all of us. Okay, so that we can start the next thing up bow. So that one is our and rest. Whole bow and rest. Okay, and then cellos and basses, you have whole notes, so really cranking that out. And then cellos and basses, make sure you are down, up, down, up. Really go for the sforzandos. Down, up. Really go for that, right? And the rest of us also have sforzandos, so now we all have this syncopation except for basses. Basses, you are giving us this long, beautiful bass line, really sustained. And then violins, violas, cello, we're all doing so. And 1. And 1. And 1. So make sure remember we talked about it's just quarter notes. It's displaced by by 1/8 note, but it's just quarter notes, right? So it's only 4 bows per bar, so don't panic. So let's try it again. And I'll put the metronome on so you can hear what that sounds like. So the winds and brass are playing on the beat. We're playing syncopated. I'll make it slower. Da, da, da. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Break before the beat. Now save your bow. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we save enough bow to do that sforzando at the end, okay? And that'll be slow at the end. And then you're just going to practice that, getting it faster, that syncopated part, okay? So I would write in the bowing for each end of the fourth beat going into the downbeat. It's always on a down bow, right? So then you just count to 4 each time, and that will hopefully help you stay on track with where you are. Okay, all right, so happy practicing, and let me know if you have questions. Okay.